Beaumont, how DPS caught them rescuing 2 women in the process. Plus, see the dramatic body cam footage after a deputy constable in Fort Bend County stepped in to save a woman in crisis. Why he says he's sharing the story.
There's patients that are going to have better outcomes because of this.
And a new medical helicopter stationed in Kirbyville could make all the difference and save lives in an emergency. 12 News Daybreak starts now. Good morning, Southeast Texas. Thanks for waking up with us here on Daybreak, here on 12 News Plus. I'm Mark Armstrong. Tia, she's going to be back on Daybreak next week. Your time's now 7:01, so let's go ahead and get a first look at your weather with meteorologist Carrie Cooper as we take a live look outside from our Roofing 911 Live Skycam network. Looks like the sun is coming up here, Carrie, so is that fog starting to burn off?
A little bit. Visibilities have improved a little bit across parts of the area, but still lots of fog out there, and it will burn off though throughout the morning, kind of like what we saw yesterday. Then we'll eventually see partly sunny skies. It is a warm, muggy morning. Temperature running in the lower 70s across Southeast Texas this morning. Very, very warm. Visibility still pretty low, especially in the triangle. Not much improvement yet, but it will throughout the morning. And then we'll have partly sunny skies this afternoon. Radar showing a few showers way off to the north and west. We'll have a 20% coverage later today. That does jump to a 30% coverage tonight. A few evening showers will be possible. Won't be anything real heavy. And that weak front will work in, as we said, around daybreak tomorrow morning. So coming up a little bit later, we'll talk about that weekend forecast in full and a look into next week a little bit later.
All right, Carrie. Well, take a look at your screens. Authorities in Jasper searching for this missing 96-year-old man. Deputies say that Federico Camacho, he left his home on Hunt Street around 9:30 Thursday morning, but he hasn't returned. Now, he was on foot. Investigators, they don't know which direction he went. If you have any information or you think you've seen him, call 911. Texas DPS says 11 men now facing charges and 2 human trafficking victims were rescued after a multi-agency undercover sting at a Beaumont hotel. Special agents, they posted an online ad on a website known for human trafficking and prostitution. Investigators say the men responded, agreeing to pay for sexual acts and arranging to meet at the La Quinta on Walden Road. When they showed up, officers arrested them on felony solicitation of prostitution charges. Across Texas now, we're hearing from a deputy constable in Fort Bend County who was in the right place at the right time to save a life of a woman in crisis. His dramatic body cam footage may be triggering for some, but he told our sister station in Houston it's important to talk about situations like this because it just might help someone else. Anayeli Ruiz has this harrowing story.
Stop! Stop!
Dramatic body cam video capturing the moment a Precinct 1 constable deputy in Fort Bend County pulls a young woman off the edge of an overpass.
Hey, do me a favor.
The man behind that body camera is Deputy Green, who heard the call on the radio.
And I realized how close I was to it, so I said, show me en route to the call.
The 21-year-old woman was on the 99 overpass right over the West Park tollway.
The moment that I got out and I saw her, and I realized she might be trying to jump, that's when I said, oh, whoa, 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 whoa.
Deputy Green immediately jumped into action.
Calm down right quick, okay? Hold on. Just hold on right quick, okay? Do me a favor. Come here, bring your leg back over here, okay, sweetie?
And she listened and allowed him to pull her back to safety.
And when you were able to get that leg to come back, what did you feel? What was going through your mind at that moment?
In all honesty, what was going through my head was, thank God, let me get her away from this ledge.
And the video ends here, but what you don't see on camera.
I just hugged her, and then she started to cry a little bit harder and let a little bit go, because I felt she finally understood somebody's there to help me.
Sadly, officers say this overpass and others are common places for people to try and commit suicide. But they hope that by sharing this story, people can reach out for help.
We're at the holiday season already, And it does increase with the stress of money and the stress of spending and the stress of gifts does unfortunately lead more to do this.
Experts say there's no shame in asking for help.
It's okay to feel this way. It's very normal to have these times of feeling down. But what your part in this is, and what I encourage you to do, is reach out and know you're not alone, and have that courage to find somebody and say, I need some help.
A powerful reminder that sometimes all it takes is one person, one voice to pull you back from the brink.
We don't do this for the money, the fame, or the fortune. We do it because we care about our fellow man. And if there's anything I could say to her, somebody out there cares about you, okay? But you got to care for yourself first.
And that was Anayeli Ruiz reporting. If you or someone you know needs help, you can always dial 988, someone always available to talk 24/7. Officials, they are putting out a warning this morning after a child was killed on train tracks in North Texas. Fort Worth police say that a 5-year-old boy died after a driver of a car went around the train barrier and was hit by that train. That driver, who was the boy's family member, was also injured in that crash. Police saying that this all could have been prevented.
We tell people, listen, if train arms are down, please do not attempt to go past the guardrails, okay? It only takes about 5 or 10 minutes. And again, this is something, again, I will keep repeating that shouldn't have happened. A young kid, young juvenile, has lost his life to this, and we don't want to see this happen again.
And the driver had minor injuries. No word yet on charges. Well, a new warning for truck owners in Texas. Watch out for taillight thieves. We're all aware of thieves breaking into vehicles to steal valuables, and we've also heard about people stealing tailgates, but a woman in San Antonio recently woke up one morning to find the tailgate of her Ford F-150 Raptor left open and her taillights missing.
Weird thing is that they didn't take anything from the inside. I had cash, like my work phone, my purse, like nothing was taken from the inside. They only took the taillights.
Well, Claudia Owens says the body shop told her that those lights are going to cost her $3,500 to replace. One mechanic says this is something he's seeing more often these days, especially on Ford trucks.
We don't produce a lot in this country. We have to get everything from abroad, so that can cause a parts delay. And sometimes it's just quicker for people to go out and take one off somebody else's car.
I hope it pays for something they really need.
So what's the solution to all this? Experts say the best way to protect your property is to back your truck up against a wall or garage as close as you can. That makes it harder for thieves to get to the taillights. And in today's national headlines, an ammonia leak at a processing plant in Rhode Island sent 13 people to the hospital last night. 2 people, they're in serious condition this morning. The other 11, they're expected to be okay. It took hazmat teams hours to air out the facility. And just 2 years ago, that same processing plant was fined $650,000 for another leak that sent 13 people to the hospital back in 2020. Dramatic new images have been released from that UPS cargo plane that crashed in Louisville. The photos and videos from the NTSB show the plane's final moments of the left engine on fire as it breaks away during takeoff. 14 people were killed, including the 3 crew members on board. The preliminary report mentions a piece of hardware failing, a pylon meant to hold the engine in place. And here at home, a new life-saving resource is in Jasper County. Allegiance Mobile Health now has a medical service helicopter stationed at the Kirbyville Airport, and it's going to help cut down transportation time for rural Jasper County patients needing specialized care. 12 News reporter Spencer Plato, she has more on this new resource that could save lives.
We're definitely going to save lives. I mean, there's patients that are going to have better outcomes because of this.
Providing care to rural Southeast Texas, a new medical helicopter calls the Kirbyville Airport home, ready to treat severe trauma to cardiac emergencies.
It's essentially a mobile ER room, mobile ICU room. We carry all the equipment that you would see in an ER or in an ICU type kind of setting. We are staffed our helicopter with 1 paramedic and 1 nurse.
This is our helicopter. This is the patient litter.
Providing treatment to patients while in air that other services don't typically offer.
Something as simple as whole blood to them. We're going to be able to prevent further damage to the body from blood loss.
because we're actually bringing it there, transfusing it while we're moving that patient to the definitive care area. So patients are going to do much better.
From takeoff to touchdown, this aircraft not only provides ER level services, it's getting patients to specialized care quicker and saving precious time.
Kirbyville is a very rural area. Response times in this area are generally extended.
For critical patients needing specialized treatment, time matters.
If we need to get a patient to a neurologist, a trauma surgeon, sometimes by ground that can take upwards of 2 hours from this area. So by us being here in this area locally, we're able to start that care, continue that care, and get them there much quicker than they would by ground.
Medics say this helicopter is the fastest way to care before it's too late.
Being out in a rural area, being far away from where that care is, by bringing it to the patient, we're going to decrease the morbidity and mortality in the community. And really, the community investing in this is a big investment, but it's what we need for our community.
In Kirbyville, Spencer Plato, 12 News.
Still ahead here on 12 News Plus, the second round of playoffs are here. 10 schools from our area are competing, and Derek Jones is taking a closer look at a historic run by one standout high school. Plus, millions of Americans are planning to travel this Thanksgiving. What to expect when flying and the worst times to hit the road next week. Your time's now 7:11. We'll be right back on 12 News Plus.
Share your pics and video with 12 News. Just go to the Near Me tab inside the 12 News Now app and click Share with Us. To the spot welders and forklift drivers. To the pipeline technicians and plant operators. To the chemists, custodians, and contractors. And the engineers, pilots, and wellhead pumpers. To the people working day after day, keeping our Power City rolling, 12 News is telling your stories.
Extended the temporary restraining order.
When industry news breaks, we're on the front lines, digging into the issue, filtering out rumors, and giving you the facts, direct from inside sources.
Lamar is working to protect Power City from hackers.
Taking on the story from all sides and all angles with award-winning coverage.
The company filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy.
Southeast Texas is a Power City, and we're bringing the power to you. 12 News, putting Southeast Texas first.
As Texans, we have many reasons to be proud of the Lone Star State. Showing our pride by saying, "Don't mess with Texas," means we gotta step up, walk the walk. Do our part to keep Texas clean. Because after all these years, all these miles, all these traditions, for all us Texans, "Don't mess with Texas" means don't litter.
It's time to honor our local educators with the 12 News Golden Apple Awards. Once a month, 12 News will surprise an educational staff member who has gone above and beyond to make a positive impact on the lives of Southeast Texas students. Nominate your educator by going to 12newsnow.com/goldenapple to do your part in showcasing the heroes that make a difference both inside and outside the classroom. The Golden Apple Awards every month on 12 News.
From Dallas to Houston, San Antonio to Austin, it's the news that moves all of Texas. Texas News Now. One power-packed hour with enough Texas news to fill a 10-gallon hat. Your top headlines, weather alerts, and big travel updates. No matter where you're headed, across town or across the state, we've got Texas covered. Texas News Now, weekdays noon, only on 12 News Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
Well, still lots of fog across Southeast Texas this morning on our Roofing 911 Skycam network here in Beaumont, sponsored by Packard and LaBrea. Fog will be lifting throughout the morning, but notice the visibility is still right around zero, right in the triangle. Some better visibilities, though, up in the lakes area. Radar showing a few showers way up to the north of the lakes there. Those are winding down. Not expecting much in the way of rain today. Maybe a few widely scattered showers late this afternoon. Then we'll have a 30% coverage coming up toward daybreak tomorrow morning. As low pressure in Kansas moves to the northeast, that will drag a weak front through our part of southeast Texas coming up toward daybreak. And a warm day expected, low 80s, and there's those hit and miss showers popping up throughout the afternoon. And then as we head into the evening, a couple more popping up here and there, just kind of scattered across the area. So we'll give it a 30% coverage overnight tonight. See, tomorrow morning, any showers remaining will be really early, and those will be dying down. And we'll have lows tonight in the upper 60s across the area. Could see a little bit of fog again tonight, too, ahead of that weak front. Not much in the way of precipitation expected. Areas that do see showers overnight tonight, probably a 1/4 inch or less across the region. Now we'll have a better chance maybe for an inch or so of rain coming up Monday night. And this is Futurecast Monday morning. Stronger cold front will be working into the area Monday night, overnight. Notice as we head to around 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning next Tuesday morning, broken line of showers and thunderstorms will work in, and the front will work offshore and clear us out. Now this afternoon, becoming partly sunny. We'll give that rain coverage 10 to 20% today. Now that does jump to a 30% coverage overnight tonight, especially toward morning. Lows will be a little bit cooler in the morning, mid to upper 60s, I think, across the area. Not much cooling tonight, mid to upper 60s with some fog once again. And then your 7-day forecast will feature a pretty nice weekend coming up. Not expecting any rain over the weekend. That 20% for tomorrow is mainly toward daybreak. Pretty good weekend coming up. Then we'll go with a 60% coverage of showers and thunderstorms as we head toward Monday night, overnight, as we showed you moments ago. Drying out Tuesday, and then some much cooler weather as we head toward Wednesday of next week. And an early look at Thanksgiving shows lots of sun, 60s for highs, morning low in the 40s.
Wow, cool temperatures there.
Yeah, we'll feel like Thanksgiving by then.
Even with that rain, though, we're still going to be well behind for the year.
Oh, yes, we will.
One day we'll catch up.
We will.
Just a reminder, you can download our app at any time to get the latest on the weather. You can check the radar by going to the radar tab in the app. All right, now to some traffic alerts. First up in Beaumont, the right lane of Washington Boulevard East under the interstate is going to be closed for about 3 weeks. Crews are going to be replacing a water line out there, so adjust your route. And in orange, the right lane of the Interstate West is going to be closed from 9 to 3. That's going to be from Highway 87 to Adams Bayou. And then back over to Beaumont North Street near the Interstate East Frontage Road. That's going to be closed from noon today until 5 p.m. on Wednesday. Several days here. Crews are installing concrete drainage boxes there, so plan for any potential delays. And with millions of Americans expecting to travel next week for Thanksgiving, airports, they're bracing for big crowds, and drivers, they are being warned to expect even more traffic this year. Jen Sullivan, she's breaking down what to expect in the skies and the worst times to hit the road next week.
Travel is beginning to return to normal just in time for the busy Thanksgiving travel week. A welcome relief for many passengers whose travel plans were uprooted by delays and cancellations during the government shutdown.
Thank goodness it happened before the holidays because we all deserve good getaways.
As the government shutdown dragged on, the FAA reduced air traffic by 4% at 40 major airports across the country. It caused mass flight delays and cancellations. But transportation authorities gave airlines the green light to resume normal operations Monday, and the disruptions from the government shutdown appear to be over.
I think we're going to have a smooth, hopefully, Thanksgiving travel.
But travelers should still brace for long lines at airports and plenty of cars on the roads. AAA is projecting nearly 82 million people will travel 50 miles or more between Tuesday, November 25th and Monday, December 1st. That's a new record. At least 73 million of those travelers are expected to drive.
We're going to have more traffic and more congestion on the roads.
AAA spokesperson Aixa Diaz says those numbers could be even higher if people decide to drive instead of fly because they're worried about flight disruptions.
A lot of people are going to make that call, though, at the last minute.
If you are driving, AAA says the worst times to travel are Tuesday between noon and 9 p.m. and Wednesday between 11 a.m. and 8 p.m. The worst time to return home is Sunday between 11 a.m. and 8 p.m. Here's the good news for drivers. The national average for a gallon of regular gas is around $3.11 as of Wednesday, according to GasBuddy.com. For Consumer Watch, I'm Jen Sullivan.
9 Sports, brought to you by Golden Triangle Emergency Center, Orange.
It's playoff season, and there are 10 area schools participating this year. 12 News reporter Derek Jones is live in studio this morning with more on how one of these Southeast Texas high schools is making history. Derek?
Mark, that's right. We have 10 schools from the Golden Triangle in the playoffs so far. They include Port Arthur Memorial, West Orange Stark, and Port Neches, and Beaumont United, a team to pay attention to this year. The Timberwolves are playing in the area round playoffs for the first time in school history, and tonight they face off against College Station Cougars. 12 News spoke with first-year head coach Dre Williams about the energy surrounding his team with this big accomplishment. He says it all starts with the kids. He also says this team just needs to stay focused if they want the W this season.
The biggest thing is not letting the moment be bigger than what's in front of us. And right now, you know, our kids are seeing unprecedented success, and also just the distractions around when everybody, you know, tapping you on your shoulder saying, hey, good job, keep going. You can lose sight of those things that have gotten you to this point.
The Timberwolves and the Cougars will take the field tonight at 7 p.m. out of Ray Medre Field in Channelview. Beaumont United is also having a send-off for the team this afternoon at 1:30 p.m. Good luck to all the area teams playing tonight. In studio, Derek Jones, 12 News.
All right, it's 7:21 here on 12 News Plus. It means it's time for some trending news. And remember 2 years ago when a Silsbee woman made headlines after a hawk dropped a snake on her arm while she was mowing the lawn? Well, we want to take a look at this next image and try to guess what happened here. That giant hole you see there in the windshield, it was actually made by a cat. How, you ask? Well, a bald eagle dropped it through the glass while a woman was driving the car. Now, this happened in rural western North Carolina. Thankfully, that woman, she wasn't hurt, but unfortunately, we can't say the same thing for that poor kitty. It makes you wonder why these big birds can't seem to hold on to anything. And the first trailer for the new Hunger Games movie was released yesterday. Sunrise on the Reaping is a prequel to the famed franchise. Take a look.
Let the 50th Hunger Games begin!
And it focuses on the origin story of Hamish Abernathy, originally played by Woody Harrelson, and it takes place 24 years prior, beginning on the morning of the reaping of the 50th Games. Ralph Fiennes and Jesse Plemons, they are in it, along with a ton of young talent. The movie, it is set to be released November 20th of next year. And McDonald's celebrating the holidays with a Grinch-themed meal, and it's a total throwback. This comes with dill pickle Grinch salt McShaker fries. The McShaker bag was on the McDonald's menu back in the 90s, and you use the bag to sprinkle dill pickle seasoning on your Grinch fries. Grab one for yourself December 2nd. All right, your time's now 7:23. Carrie Cooper is going to be right back with another look at your forecast.
This is a tornado on the ground.
And the roads are slippery.
We have a tropical storm warning.
Look at this water.
Street flooding in Beaumont. It is going to get extremely cold.
The metal building blew away from a business. Staying safe behind the wheel is imperative.
Find a safe spot, move to an interior room.
Just make sure you're staying safe.
On Weather Impact Alert Days, stream extended coverage on 12 News Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
The STEM fields are providing opportunity to be part of the developments that will shape the future, and the Army National Guard is at the forefront of the movement. Soldiers can serve part-time and choose from dozens of science, technology, engineering, and mathematics jobs, working with cutting-edge technology and innovations. And the skills and experience they receive can open doors for them to civilian careers in the STEM world. Join a team that is taking the lead in STEM by talking to a local recruiter or by going to nationalguard.com/careers.
It's time to honor our local educators with the 12 News Golden Apple Awards. Once a month, 12 News will surprise an educational staff member who has gone above and beyond to make a positive impact on the lives of Southeast Texas students. Nominate your educator by going to 12newsnow.com/goldenapple to do your part in showcasing the heroes that make a difference both inside and outside the classroom. The Golden Apple Awards, every month on 12 News.
No matter where we start, every mile brings us closer. And as Texans, we take care of each other along the way. We lend a hand, slow down, and take our time. At the end of the day, we all want to get home safe. Drive like a Texan. Kind, courteous, and safe.
We're working to get more information from Beaumont Police.
Join 12 News weekdays at 6 and 10 p.m., keeping you informed on what matters most.
And keep you safe when weather impacts your day.
Following the excitement with your team.
Covering local issues that matter in your community.
Watch 12 News at 6 and 10 p.m. and stream on 12 News Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
Well, we have areas of dense fog across southeast Texas this morning. That'll be burning off into partly sunny skies. Low 80s today with a 20% coverage of showers late this afternoon, 30% tonight, 20% to around daybreak tomorrow morning. So the weekend looks pretty good. Our next good chance of rain will be Monday night overnight at 60%. As a little bit stronger front works into the area. We'll have highs in the 80s still on Monday and Tuesday. Then it gets much cooler as we head toward Thanksgiving. In fact, lows will be in the 40s, highs in the 70s Wednesday, and only in the 60s the way it looks right now for Thanksgiving Day. Of course, we'll have more weather coming up a little bit later.
And coming up on Daybreak here on 12 News Plus, 2 men indicted for murder in the deadly shooting of a Beaumont man, what we know about the charges and the victim. Plus, a Beaumont woman filed a lawsuit against Walmart for failing to help prevent her violent assault. And dramatic new images from the UPS cargo plane crash are released. The latest details from the NTSB's investigation. Your time is 7:27. We'll be right back on 12 News Plus. Good morning, Southeast Texas. Thanks for joining us here on Daybreak on 12 News Plus. I'm Mark Armstrong. Your time 7:30 right now. So let's go ahead and take a look at your top stories this morning. First up, 11 men facing charges and 2 human trafficking victims were rescued after a multi-agency undercover sting at a Beaumont hotel. Special agents, they posted an ad on a website known for trafficking and prostitution. They got a response from men agreeing to pay for sexual acts. Now, after arranging to meet at the La Quinta on Walden Road, officers arrested them on felony solicitation of prostitution charges. A GoFundMe has been created for Jennifer Huffman's family. She was killed on the interstate Sunday in Beaumont. Police say that the 44-year-old was hit just minutes after callers reported that a woman was walking in the roadway. One driver stayed and cooperated with investigators. That crash still under investigation. You can find the fundraiser link on our website. And one of 2 Buddhist monks hit by a car in Dayton is recovering from surgery. This all happened Wednesday night on Highway 90. Now, police say that the truck hit the monk's escort car, which then was pushed into the monks who were on foot in the shoulder. The other victim only had minor injuries, and the driver of that truck that caused all this, they are not facing any charges. The monks, they are continuing their 2,000-mile walk to Washington, D.C. as planned. All right, let's take a live look outside now from our Roofing 911 Live Skycam network. Above the skies at Beaumont, we've been watching that fog all morning. Carrie Cooper standing by in the Weather Impact Center with more.
That's right, Mark. Pretty dense again this morning, especially right over the triangle. A little bit better visibilities up in the lakes area. That will be burning off into partly sunny, partly cloudy skies later this afternoon. We're in the lower 70s. Right now, pretty warm across the area. And there's a look at those visibilities, pretty much 0 right now. So drive safe out there early this morning, but things will get better as the morning goes on as far as your visibility goes. Radar shows no rain over southeast Texas, a few showers up in northeast Texas. Those are moving northeast. So rainfall today, just don't see much. A 20% coverage late today. Then we'll up that to a 30% coverage overnight as that weak front gets a little bit closer to us. We'll talk more about that a little bit later.
All right, Carrie. Well, a Beaumont man facing charges after police say that he stabbed another man in the face with a pocket knife. Officers arrested Derek Schinkel last month after they found the victim bleeding in a yard. Now, not only did that victim tell officers that Schinkel attacked him, according to court documents, Schinkel admitted to stabbing the man. Schinkel now in the Jefferson County Correctional Facility. And 2 men have been indicted for murder in the shooting death of a Beaumont man. Lamont Hines and Murray Gibbs are accused of killing Joseph Bim Jr. Police found Bim inside of a crashed pickup truck on Orange Avenue in Beaumont back in October. Investigators say witnesses heard several gunshots before the truck crashed. According to court documents, surveillance video shows one suspect approaching Bim's truck after it crashed. Hines, he was arrested that night of the shooting. His bond was set at $2.5 million. As for Gibbs, he turned himself in the next night and was taken to the Jefferson County Jail. And in another case, 2 Beaumont men, they've been indicted after a gunfight that left a bystander hurt. This one happened at the Pine Club Apartments back in August. Investigators say that 18-year-old Jonah Johnson and Kendrick Oville, they met up for a, quote, face-off in the parking lot of the apartment complex. Now, during this incident, Oville's sister was hit in the leg. Johnson now facing charges including aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. Investigators say that video shows Oville holding a gun before the shooting started. Time's now 7:34, and a Beaumont woman is suing Walmart, saying the company failed to protect her in the lawsuit. She claims that a Spark driver sexually assaulted her and argues that Walmart's lack of security allowed all this to happen. Now, we first reported on Aaron Middleton's arrest back in May. According to court documents, he was delivering groceries for Walmart to the victim's house and offered to take them in. He then violently assaulted her. The victim's lawyer says that he's tried to avoid this lawsuit with Walmart with no success. 12 News reporter Daniela Tawada-Palau, she spoke with that attorney about what happens next.
She's devastated. She's a young woman, has a long life ahead of her, and she's going to be impacted by this terrible event for the remainder of her time on Earth.
That terrible event, a sexual assault in May of 2025. Police say Aaron Middleton delivered groceries to the victim's home, helped her carry them in, and then attacked her. Her lawyer, Lee Thweet, says Walmart, the store Middleton was delivering for, could have prevented this from happening.
The world's largest retailer has an obligation to make sure that its customers who utilize Walmart apps are safe when Walmart products are delivered to their homes.
The petition says a Walmart associate did not follow the correct protocol to verify the delivery driver's identity. It says that Middleton used his girlfriend's account.
They just never checked. Why are you, as a man, utilizing the account of a female? Had they done that, these groceries never would have been placed in his car. He never would have had her address, and he never would have been able to perpetrate this violent rape against her.
Thuy also mentioned that for months his team has been trying to avoid a lawsuit with Walmart, but he says the retailer was not interested in discussing the situation, now forcing the victim to bravely relive her assault.
She has to relive it again, and that's regrettable, but Walmart could have prevented all of that, and it takes a very brave person to do that.
12 News reached out to Walmart for comment, and they responded saying the safety of our customers will always be a top priority. We are aware of these allegations and are reviewing the matter.
And that was Daniela Tabuada-Palau reporting. Middleton is in the Jefferson County Jail on a $250,000 bond awaiting trial. We'll take a look at your screen. Authorities in Jasper are searching for this missing 96-year-old man. Deputies say Federico Camacho left his home on Hunt Street around 9:30 Thursday morning, and he hasn't returned. He was on foot, but investigators don't know which direction he went. So if you have any information or you think you've seen him, call 911. All right, now to new details of that doomed UPS cargo plane that crashed into a fireball. Images of the engine breaking off the jet just after takeoff. Now ABC's Sophie Flay has the story.
This morning, federal investigators providing the clearest look yet. At the moment, a UPS cargo plane took off from Louisville before exploding in a fireball. Surveillance photos show the plane taking off intact, but then you see the engine breaking off, catapulting upward before erupting in flames. The plane never getting more than 30 feet off the ground before crashing into an industrial area, killing 14 people, including 11 on the ground. The trail of destruction, half a mile long. The NTSB zeroing in on the 34-year-old MD-11's left pylon, the component that attaches the engine to the wing, reporting evidence of fatigue cracks in addition to areas of overstress failure.
You can't always visually identify these kinds of fatigue cracks. They're very, very fine and often takes an X-ray machine to find them.
Officials now grounding all MD-11s and DC-10s while they investigate if the problem is widespread. Also this morning, a new report on the October collision between a United Airlines flight and a weather balloon. The flight from Denver to LA striking the balloon, which is not picked up on radar at 36,000 feet. The balloon's electronic payload shattering the plane's windshield, covering the pilots in glass. The captain suffering minor injuries, but managing to land safely in Salt Lake City.
If this airplane had hit the sensor package just 1 or 2 inches lower, that sensor package could have come all the way into the cockpit. All that plastic could have wrapped around the wing, it could have gotten into the engine, so this could have been much, much more serious than it actually was.
The company that launched the balloon.
And that was Sophie Flay reporting. The company that launched the balloon says it lost contact with it shortly before the crash. And experts say the prices of certain grocery items could go down. That's after President Donald Trump removed some of the tariffs on Brazilian goods yesterday. And they include duties on coffee and beef, as well as certain fruit juices and nuts. The executive order applies retroactively from November 13th, and that's the same day a previous order reduced tariffs on some food items. The U.S. has a trade surplus with Brazil. Trump says that he imposed 50% tariffs on the country's goods in July to protest the trial of its former leader, Jair Bolsonaro. And now to the latest fallout over President Trump's comments calling Democratic veterans in Congress traitors who should face the death penalty. ABC's Nicole D'Antonio in Washington with the details.
This morning, President Trump facing backlash from both parties after calling 6 Democratic members of Congress traitors and accusing them of seditious behavior punishable by death.
I was a captain in the United States Navy.
Former CIA officer.
Former Navy.
It comes after the lawmakers, all veterans of the military or U.S. intelligence, released this video reminding military service members that they should not obey illegal orders.
Our laws are clear. You can refuse illegal orders.
Democratic Senator Mark Kelly explaining the video's message.
He has talked about sending troops into more U.S. cities. He's talked about invoking the Insurrection Act. In 2020, he went to his Secretary of Defense and he asked the question, he said, can't we just shoot these protesters in the legs? That is an example of an illegal order.
The president firing off a number of social media posts saying those lawmakers should be arrested and put on trial. Their words cannot be allowed to stand and an example must be set. And later reposting a message saying, quote, hang them, George Washington would. Lawmakers from both parties now criticizing the president's comments.
This puts all of our lives in jeopardy. Democrats in the Congress are on the phone with their chiefs of staff beefing up our security for this weekend and next week, because the president has a lot of unhinged supporters.
That kind of rhetoric isn't good and stirs up people among us who may not be stable.
At the White House, Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt asked to clarify the president's comments.
Does the president want to execute members of Congress?
No. To suggest and encourage that active duty service members defy the chain of command is a very dangerous thing for sitting members of Congress to do, and they should be held accountable.
Nicole D'Antonio, ABC News, Washington.
Well, still ahead here on Daybreak, it is playoff season and 10 area schools, they are in the hunt. Our 12 News reporter Derek Jones, he shows how one local high school is making history on the field.
You want to feel important. You want to be a part of something bigger, something that matters and can help change things.
You want to feel like you belong. We know. We felt that way too, and that's why we did something about it.
We aren't just Army National Guard soldiers.
We are normal people just like you.
And together, we can make a difference.
Take on your legacy. Visit NationalGuard.com to find out more.
409 Sports. To us, it's about so much more than a highlight, wins or losses.
It's the heart that makes up the game, the triumph of the human spirit.
It's agony and victory, diehards and day ones. It can divide or unify a community.
We give you the stats, but then we inspire you with the stories. The unpredictable, unforgettable, and incomparable.
We bring it to you all because sports lives in the 409.
As Texans, we have many reasons to be proud of the Lone Star State. Showing our pride by saying, don't mess with Texas, means we gotta step up, walk the walk. Do our part to keep Texas clean. Because after all these years, all these miles, all these traditions, for all us Texans, don't mess with Texas means don't litter.
It's hard to really come to terms with dementia. There are little things that you can't even begin to plan for that happen that you need the early diagnosis for. My mom has done so much for me. There's no way that I wouldn't do the same for her. It's so important to have the conversation with your doctor earlier because you just do not know what the future holds.
Are you at the mercy of your bladder? If leaks are keeping you from living your best life, you should know that it doesn't have to be that way. Incontinence can be treated. Don't wait to get the help you deserve. The National Association for Continence is a nonprofit organization that's helped millions get on the path to a life without leaks. Visit nafc.org now to download your free pelvic floor muscle training kit and become the boss of your bladder.
Well, visibilities across southeast Texas still pretty much near zero across parts of the triangle on our Roofing 911 Skycam network here in Beaumont, sponsored by Packard and LaPrade. But visibilities will improve throughout the morning, but you can see And a little bit of improvement since the last time we were on, 3/10 of a mile, better visibilities up in the lakes area. But skies will become partly sunny this afternoon. Most of the shower activity will stay well to our northwest today. We'll have a 10 to 20% coverage this afternoon. That jumps to 30% though tonight as a weak front works into the area from the northwest. And Futurecast showing the fog burning off, becoming mostly sunny with highs in the lower 80s. Notice a few showers developing throughout the afternoon, especially north of Houston this evening on up toward the lakes area. A scatter, this is kind of a broken line, so we'll keep that 30% going overnight tonight into tomorrow morning. See the showers there, but only a 30% coverage, not even half the area will see rainfall. We'll have lows tonight in the upper 60s. Weak front works in toward daybreak, and we'll see temperatures tomorrow afternoon back in the 80s. Rainfall totals for later today and overnight, less than a quarter of inch most areas. Could see a third, maybe one of those isolated showers. Now we'll have a better chance of getting some measurable rain Monday night. Next cold front comes in, stronger front. We'll see about a 50 to 60% coverage of showers coming up for Monday night, very early Tuesday morning of next week. Partly sunny after we get rid of the fog, 20% on the rain coverage late today. Now that jumps to 30% for tonight. Lows will be in the mid to upper 60s. 7-day forecast. Well, 20% today, 30 tonight, 20 at daybreak in the morning. Weekend looks pretty good overall, especially Sunday. Very nice there. Still near 80 for a high. Then that good chance of rain, 60%. Monday night, overnight. It looks good Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday as we head into the holidays. Thanksgiving Day looks good with lows in the 40s and highs in the 60s. So good timing on that.
Absolutely. We've had such a foggy week this week.
Oh, we have. We really, it's the fog season, and when you get in the warm weather in between cold fronts, you see a lot of fog.
All right, be safe out there, folks.
409 Sports, brought to you by Golden Triangle Emergency Center, Orange.
It's playoff season, and there are 10 area schools participating this year. 12 News reporter Derek Jones, he's live in studio this morning with more on how one of these Southeast Texas high schools is making history. Derek?
Mark, that's right. We have 10 schools from the Golden Triangle area in the playoffs so far. They include Port Arthur Memorial, West Orange Stark, and Port Neches. And Beaumont United, a team to pay attention to this year. The Timberwolves are playing in the area round playoffs for the first time in school history. And tonight they face off against the College Station Cougars. 12 News spoke with first-year head coach Dre Williams about the energy surrounding his team with this big accomplishment. He says it starts with the kids. He also shares his team just needs to stay focused if they want to win that W, but self-motivation plays a key role as well.
The number one thing we had to get the kids to believe in was self, that I can go out there and compete with the rest and the best in the state. And it started off with the simple, 3 words I've been saying, find a way. And those guys have carried that, and they brought it into the everyday way of life.
The Timberwolves and the Cougars will take the field tonight at 7 p.m. at Ray Madre Field in Channelview. Beaumont United is also having a send-off for the team this afternoon at 1:30 p.m. Good luck to all the area teams playing tonight. In studio, Derek Jones, 12 News.
Well, several giveaways happening today through the weekend. First up, the Dugas Law Firm is gearing up for its 2025 annual turkey giveaway. That drive-through event is going to start today at 9 a.m. It's going to last until noon at the corner of Park and Wall Streets in Beaumont. It's 1 turkey per car. Also, there's no walk-ups allowed. 1,500 turkeys are going to be handed out while supplies last. If you want a turkey, you need to register now using that link on your screen. ExxonMobil Beaumont also helping families get ready for Thanksgiving with its annual turkey distribution event today. That starts at 9 a.m. It's going to be at the New Day Deliverance Holiness Church on Van Buren Street. It's going to continue until turkeys are gone. And then tomorrow, the YMBL, they're going to hand out 500 Thanksgiving food baskets at Doggett Ford Park. This drive-through event is first come, first served from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. You're going to enter through the gate off of Highway 124. And then on Sunday, we've got a citizen, Arlinda Williams of Beaumont. She's going to have her 3rd annual Thanksgiving drive-through giveaway. So anyone in need of turkeys or other holiday food items, they can show up at Alice Keith Park from 2 to 4 p.m. And LifeShare Blood Center is saying thanks to donors this Thanksgiving. From November 22nd through the 26th, anyone who donates blood, platelets, or plasma is going to receive a free long sleeve shirt and a $15 voucher toward a ham or turkey. Donations of blood, they often dip during the holidays, but the need never takes a break. And as Thanksgiving approaches and shoppers are checking off their holiday lists, artificial intelligence is emerging as a new tool to help with meal planning and grocery shopping. However, some prefer to stick with traditional methods. Megan Abundis has more.
Holiday shopping, meal planning, Christmas lists, AI could be another thing you could put into your basket. I'm Megan Abundis in Raytown, and we're talking shoppers' habits.
I shop early for everything that is not perishable.
As shoppers search the aisles,
it's probably going to be about 20 of us.
They're checking their lists.
Turkey, dressing, gravy, potatoes.
Sweet potatoes, macaroni and cheese.
Jamie Roden asks shoppers to consider their Walmart app's AI Sparky in their plans.
Can you give me the ingredients to a hash brown casserole on a $20 budget?
It rolls out ingredients, a list, and you can buy it on the spot. Chris Kovac with KC AI Club uses AI for specific meal plans.
We actually do that in our own family to make sure that everyone's happy.
Chris's advice?
If you've never used AI before, you can say, my goal is to save money in groceries. Like, how would I do that? How would I use the AI tool?
AI will send follow-up questions and then give step-by-step instructions. But how does it weigh against tradition?
I know how to incorporate what I need and plan. So I won't use AI.
No, I don't need that. I know what I need. I don't need an app. I don't want to start relying on that too soon.
Another AI tool called Perplexity compares prices side by side.
10 different grocery stores, and it would give us the price of that turkey in real time.
He says it's a way to skip looking through paper ads. But Sherry's advice:
keep it simple and relax, because that's what Thanksgiving is for. Giving thanks for what we do have, not about what we don't have.
Your time's 7:52, and when Daybreak returns here on 12 News Plus, we're going to have more news and weather in your morning rush out.
From Dallas to Houston, San Antonio to Austin, it's the news that moves all of Texas. Texas News Now. One power-packed hour with enough Texas news to fill a 10-gallon hat. Your top headlines, weather alerts, and big travel updates. No matter where you're headed, across town or across the state, we've got Texas covered. Texas News Now, weekdays noon, only on 12 News Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
To the spot welders and forklift drivers, to the pipeline technicians and plant operators, to the chemists, custodians, and contractors, and the engineers, pilots, and wellhead pumpers. To the people working day after day, keeping our Power City rolling, 12 News is telling your stories.
Extended the temporary restraining order.
When industry news breaks, we're on the front lines, digging into the issue, filtering out rumors, and giving you the facts, direct from inside sources.
Lamar is working to protect Power City from hackers.
Taking on the story from all sides and all angles with award-winning coverage.
The company filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy.
Southeast Texas is a Power City, and we're bringing the power to you. 12 News, putting Southeast Texas first.
This is a tornado on the ground.
And the roads are slippery.
We have a tropical storm warning.
Look at this water.
Street flooding in Beaumont.
It is going to get extremely cold.
The metal building blew away from a business. Staying safe behind the wheel is imperative.
Find a safe spot, move to an interior room.
Just make sure you're staying safe.
On Weather Impact Alert Days, stream extended coverage on 12 News Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
No matter where we start, every mile brings us closer. And as Texans, we take care of each other along the way. We lend a hand, slow down, and take our time. At the end of the day, we all want to get home safe. Drive like a Texan. Kind, courteous, and safe.
Welcome back to Daybreak, 7:55 right now, and it's time for your morning rush out. Here's everything you need to know as you start your day. Take a look at your screen. Authorities in Jasper are searching for this 96-year-old man. Deputies say that Federico Camacho, he left his home on Hunt Street around 9:30 yesterday morning, and he hasn't returned. He was on foot, but investigators, they don't know which direction he went. So if you have any information or you think you've seen him, call 911. A Beaumont woman suing Walmart, saying the company didn't protect her after one of their delivery drivers sexually assaulted her. The lawsuit says an associate didn't verify the driver's identity after he used his girlfriend's account. Aaron Middleton, he was arrested in May, and he's in the Jefferson County Jail on a $250,000 bond. And 11 men facing charges and 2 human trafficking victims have been rescued after a multi-agency undercover sting at a Beaumont hotel. Special agents, they posted an ad on a website known for trafficking and prostitution, and they got a response from men agreeing to pay for sexual acts. After agreeing to meet at the La Quinta on Walden Road, officers, they arrested them on felony solicitation of prostitution charges.
And your forecast will feature quite a bit of fog for the next hour or so. That'll give way to partly sunny skies and warm. Highs will be in the low 80s. Can't rule out a couple of showers late today at 20%. That jumps to a 30% coverage tonight. Any showers will be ending early tomorrow, so the weekend looks good. Then another good chance of rain overnight Monday night.
And my co-anchor Tia Johnson, she's going to be at the Lumberton Library this morning at 10:30 a.m. for Tia's Tales. She's going to read to your kiddos and do some arts and crafts. Everyone welcome to come to that. And we want to thank you so much for watching Daybreak here on 12 News Plus. Remember to be safe out there on the roads this morning.
That's right. Have a good day.